Hey, what's up, everyone? So today for the Tuesday talk is not necessarily a topic, but me giving you a bunch of resources, some that are free, some that you gotta buy. Let's start with the free ones because everyone loves free. Those are podcasts, and there's a bunch of podcasts I follow that are not necessarily music related, but they kind of add up into the big picture. But let's go over the music ones first. So obviously, if you haven't followed Tarant Radio yet, check out our past podcasts on there. Um, I am gonna record a new one soon, and then as well as Double Tap's gonna come back on, and maybe Safe Word will get back on. I know he's been active, but yeah. So subscribe to us first things first if you want to hear a bunch of mixes, or if you want to get a mix on here. Um, Message us or email us and we'll see what we can do about that for you. So back to the free podcast from music. The best one that comes to mind is the EDM Podcast, and he really just kind of interviews a bunch of people and tries to get specific topics out of these people and just harvest all the information that these people have to help you out, and they really do help me out. Obviously I haven't watched all of them, but I watched most of them. And, that's a good thing. You can pick and choose, and then when you want to come back to older episodes, they're there for you to download. You don't have to watch them all. That's the feed. I could go to Unplayed. And like I said, these are all music topics, all styles, different aspects, everything. So this is literally like music in general summed up with people that are doing it already in each field. So these are the people you want to be listening to. The next one is WeSpin. This is another music marketing and growth hack training for musicians. And again, this is kind of like the same thing. They interview specific people who are doing good in what they want to teach, and they're sitting there asking questions and just harvesting a bunch of information from these people. After that, like if you want to kind of branch off of music, some related ones are obviously these YouTube ones. If you are trying to upload your music on YouTube, VidPal and YouTube creators, they cover YouTube, how to get market on YouTube, how to boost your YouTube, and all that stuff. So it goes hand in hand. It's not about music. It's about all different types of brands and how they interact on YouTube and how to get the most out of YouTube, basically. So if you're getting your music on YouTube, oh, and video creators, can't count them out. That's actually the one I listen to the most, and then I kind of sift through these. But yeah, so watch these. They're great. Again, they're harvesting people who are already doing it, so you need to listen to these people. They're all these podcasts, they're interviewing people who are already doing what I don't know what you want out of your music, but these people are doing what they want with the music. And if you could harvest the gold nuggets from them and add them to your music career, you're gonna, skyrocket. I don't know why that shit pops up. I keep clicking don't show again and it pops up. So that's it for the podcast. Obviously, this is more about just success and stories of how people became successful. That's another good one. The Tim Ferriss show again. That one, kind of gets off topic and some weird stuff, but it kind of all adds up. It's getting your mind set, ready, and just able to tackle the world better and not just music. So that's why I like that one. And then same with creating Disney magic. It's more about customer service and how to run businesses and just all that kind of stuff, as you can see right here. Leadership, management, and customer service. So if that's something you want to learn, I definitely suggest this podcast for you guys. I've been falling behind on this one just because I'm trying to get all the music stuff down, and then I'm trying to film videos, and then I read books. So it's hard to stay up on these, but at least it's good to know that they're here waiting for me. If I ever have a long car ride or something, I can pop these on and start listening, which is to me a million times better than radio, because radio is half the time stuff I don't even care about. So why not put a podcast on and actually benefit from listening instead of just putting something on that I don't care about? And yeah, that's for the podcast. I'm going to show you some books that I have that you guys should check out. Let's start with computer music. I have a yearly subscription. I'm closing up on the end of my year. I have like the full binder down there that I bought, put them all in. But this is just one magazine, one topic. They go into details, tutorials, how to do it. They give you free VSTs, part of the pack. Every magazine, you get sound packs, and there's different video tutorials that come with it. And they just have a lot of walkthroughs and kind of just explaining the gear and stuff. This one's about analog, so obviously they're going to talk about a lot of analog VST type things. See, I didn't even open this one. This literally just came in the mail yesterday or 2 days ago. But yeah, that's computer music. It's all about computer music. So if you're making music on your computer, it's something to check out. This one, I am basically done. The last chunk of things are just kind of like definitions and details. But for the most part, I finished this book, and it's Why You Love Music, and it just really put in music into perspective of the brain and how it works and how to portray emotion in your music and really capture the listener and stuff like that. It's it's a great read. It was a quick read for me just because I was hooked. And again, the last bit of the book, which is a big chunk, is fiddly details. So it goes into harmonics, um, everything, chords, stuff that I don't even know. And then they go in, to their fucking, yeah, all the references from each chapter. They break it down so you could go in more depth about this stuff. But it was a great book. He really portrayed music and how it goes with the brain and stuff like that. And when creating music, it just helps you stay on target. Long story short, this one, as you can see, my rubber band, I'm barely halfway. It is a fucking book, and how music really works. And this is another thing. You gotta take lots of notes and highlight shit and sticky notes. It goes into kind of how the brain interprets music. It goes into why music is the way it is and the different genres in the world and where stuff comes from and why certain genres do things. Circle of fifth wheels, they got chord progression charts. They talk about the rhythm, just they break down so much stuff. It's hard to just spit out exactly what they teach you. Like I said, I'm only halfway through, and I can't even. There's so much I can't even just spit it all out right now. That is, if you're gonna get any of these books, get that one because that's gonna cover music entirely from start to finish, history, and just blows my mind thinking about it. This is one of the first books I got. All you need to know about the music business, and I think they have more revised and updated versions. I think seventh is not that new. This is now old, but yeah, this was another good book that I actually went to college for this class, even though I could have just bought the book and learned more, because we ended up reading the book and learning more anyways during the class. So what a fucking scam it was to take a class on a book. Like you're paying someone to basically tell you to read a book at home. It was the stupidest thing ever. Nor can you really grade music. Music is music. And the teacher just talked about him touring the world and this and that the whole time. Like, I'm not paying for story time. I can get podcasts for story time for free. So yeah, that's a good one if you want to know the music business type things. And some of these other ones are going to be some music type things too. But my good friend, she gave me this one right here, the Total Keyboard, and this is what got me going on the keyboard playing. I hope that was not a picture. And this goes into reading it, the charts and all that stuff. But they have pictures of the keyboard. They tell you your finger placements and all that cool stuff. And this one really helped me out too because before I got Odyssey, I would use their chord charts and scale charts on the back of this book. So if you're learning to play piano and want to be able to walk up the piano and stuff like that, this teaches you the placements and all that stuff. And I have these 3 other books that I don't read necessarily, but they're there to reference. So, The Craft and Business of Songwriting is another thicker book. I haven't even got to yet. This is literally, a friend gave this to me. He bought it for himself to read and then just handed it off to me. Haven't got into it. This one you reference once in a while. It's the Musician's Business and Legal Guide. You know, you could come in here, BMI, CSAC, those are the publishing or performance rights organizations you want to go into. That's why they're called pros for short. And it just covers basic contracts, the fees, and whatnot with clubs. And it really breaks it down in perspective. That's a good one to reference. And as well as this one, you know, it has a CD with PDF contracts you can download and start filling out and stuff. But that's what this is too. If I can get to the pages, they have kind of rough contracts that you could go over and read and fill in the blanks and pretend you're making a contract. You could even blueprint your actual contract off of that, and yeah, that's why you need to read. There's so many resources out there that could help you get to that next step instead of just waiting on me for these daily videos. It's yeah, I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can, but there's only so much time and so much time that I could put into making these videos and getting them out there for you. And what I know is not everything, so it's also your job to go out and find what you need to know too as well. You know, at the end of the day, no one's going to make you successful besides yourself. And if that means you need to go start reading books and podcasts to keep learning every single day, it's what you got to do, because at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on marketing, how good your music is, you won't be successful if you're not putting in the work and you're not constantly trying to better yourself. So that's this Tuesday talk. It did go a little longer than I expected, but that's good. I love talking about this stuff, resources, and how to get to that next step, because every time I show someone a podcast or a book, they're like, whoa, they actually make stuff on this stuff? I didn't even know that. Well, duh, if you go out and learn, you would actually know that the world has more than enough for you to get what you need in life. Long story short, the internet is a great thing. As always, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to click that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're going to be, for about the next 6 weeks, hammering those daily videos. And, yeah, can't wait to see you in the next video. Until next time, peace.